Tell me about the partnership between Sequent and the International Geothermal Association.
Well, the partnership between Sequent and IGA was really formed looking forward to try and give the industry a collective voice, and we really wanted to use IGA as a vehicle to help do that. So there is a big event next year in Calgary called World Geothermal Congress, and we wanted to use the momentum towards that to find a partnership in a way of being able to communicate about best practice, communicate about what's going on in different parts of the world, and help bring up the awareness of geothermal globally, not only just between Sequent and IGA, but between other industry partners.
Geothermal energy is gaining momentum. Why does it feel different this time?
I would say the momentum that we all feel worldwide is that, first of all, there is still a hunger for energy, and that is only going to grow. And in combination with parts of the world who really want to mitigate climate change, and hence the net zero pathways, in combination with an unstoppable force coming from the renewable energy space, it's making geothermal giving that new look, and hence this moment may feel different than previous cycles, because I think for now what we feel mid-decade is that we have the right political leadership in combination with the demand for clean and firm power, including heating and cooling. And that's why geothermal feels very different right now than, let's say, 10 years ago.
What are the key technological breakthroughs or shifts driving this momentum?
I think the first thing which has been happening basically invisibly is that power generation capability has been able to generate power at much lower temperatures. And that's been happening, and now there is a big index of these projects globally, which is happening. So that's a great thing which is already happening. Then if I think about it from the technology perspective, the first thing is we've had a presentation from a finalist here today who's been adapting oil and gas technology and be able to now show that geothermal can exist where previously it couldn't. So they're using unconventional oil and gas technologies to help geothermal be more available where it previously hasn't been available. And on the subsurface technology side, what we're seeing is this change from just the disciplines being separated, so geology and power plant operations and reservoir engineering. We're starting to see all that come together, and at Sequent we're really pushing that by having fully coupled models that include all of the aspects of geothermal systems, not just those siloed parts of the industry.
I mean, looking around the world, which regions hold the most promise for geothermal energy?
We see, of course, the established countries expanding geothermal because of indeed new technology coming in, but also policy changes that is allowing new technology to thrive. And at the same time, Latin America, Africa, and certainly parts of Asia, including Central Asia, Middle East, is where geothermal has up till now been less of a forefront runner. And hence what we see within this momentum is that, again, governments coming together asking and demanding cleaner and firmer renewables, and hence geothermal, including the, let's say, the opportunity and the capabilities coming from our technical point of view, coming more and more together. And besides that, I mean, this is more from a climate change and a sustainable development goals objective, is that the countries referred to as the global south, of course, also want to achieve their water, energy and food nexus. And this is exactly the momentum that geothermal steps into as well, achieving not only the SDGs, the sustainable development goals, but also actually implementing the vision into reality.
Why is it important to have a unified message?
We've mentioned a lot about climate change and the SDGs, but the big challenge at the moment, given where the world is at, is energy security is like front and center. And where you have geothermal, you have security because it's always available 24/7, whether you're using it for heating or cooling or power. And also it creates lots of jobs. It creates an economy around it that the other renewables don't have the same scale. So solar and wind and other, although they're great, they don't create this ecosystem of society around them. And then there's all the other things which are happening around mineral extraction and stuff, so that the value of this is about security as much as it is about climate action. And that's something that's unique to geothermal that other renewables don't offer.
And maybe building upon that, because I agree, of course, with everything that Jeremy has said in this short messaging, but on top of that, the industry itself is fragmented. And what it means is that messaging is fragmented as well. And it is our collective role to elevate the message to one coherent, and maybe even use the word standardized way of how we speak about geothermal, how it contributes to achieving either the energy security goals or the SDGs in one coherent way. And that's the narrative that we are unfolding also within the partnership with Sequent, and of course our collective partnership with our other members in the run-up to World Geothermal Congress, because our time has come, our time is now, the momentum is different, but I do think that the whole communication on geothermal is in need of that elevation.
Yep.